Proceeds to sick bay. The doctor should look at it as soon as possible.
It is the way in which we propagate our species. Please demonstrate how this is accomplished. So, what's next? I don't know.
Welcome to Casual Trek, a Star Trek recap and ranking podcast brought to you by Nerd and Tie and Commander Snooty's Military College. Why have one rival when you could have a whole school? I'm Charlie Etheridge Nunn, a professor of VOC studies at California.
Hi, and I'm Marsreed Lobato, and I'm a professor of Blake Sevenology of some rock quarry in Cardiff.
Scenic.
Very scenic.
Do you have many crossovers with the Doctor Who school that study in the Cardiff quarries as well?
Unfortunately, no. Although there were occasionally rumors and plans.
Oh well. Each episode, we normally watch stories from 3 different Star Trek shows and rank them on a big list of best to worst. However, this time, we are doing the synergy dance, and yes, we are going to have a look at the new hotness, one Starfleet Academy. Yes, it's got the internet by storm. Some of them going, yeah, this is great. Some going, ooh, nonsense. Oh, we don't like it, and we've not seen it, and we won't. We, of course, are the true arbiters of whether it is good and bad, and we can only tell by going through recaps and, showing you where it sits on our big list. Anyway, before we go on, Miles, what non-Star Trek thing have you been enjoying since we last spoke?
I have been enjoying a little bit of British comedy fun called The Detectorists, or just Detectorists. It is I don't want to call it a sitcom because sitcom implies something a lot more shot on a soundstage with 2 cameras. It's a comedy show starring and created by and starring Mackenzie Crook, aka the English Dwight in the UK Office and one of the 2 sidekick pirates in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And Toby Jones, that gremlin-faced actor from Captain America Civil War, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and Doctor Who.
God, yeah. Now, he was Arnim Zola, but his face would have made perfect MODOK, I feel.
Yes. And they basically play these 2 metal detector enthusiasts in a village in Essex, in the countryside. And it's basically their antics and, the antics of their group of detectorists and their rivalry with a rival group of detectives who they call Simon and Garfunkel because they look like Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
As someone who is always a little bit allergic to British twee, as has been mentioned on this podcast before when talking about the Paddington films, this can sometimes veer dangerously close to twee, but always has its heart in the right place, and at times is surprisingly moving, and also incredibly funny.
Excellent. Yeah, I keep being recommended it, but haven't got around to seeing it yet.
And it's a fun show. It's funny. The characters are well done, and it's I think with a lot of modern day comedy tends towards portraying male friendships as this kind of cruel, toxic thing. See The Big Bang Theory, where it's just why haven't they all just killed Sheldon, dumped his body in acid, and then just engaged in an entire Coen Brothers-esque web of lies to make sure no one finds out? It is nice to have 2 people, one of whom's in his 40s, one of whom I think is in his 60s or so, just in a field with metal detectors and occasionally going to the pub.
Nice.
It's one of those shows that makes me feel homesick in a good way, even though I'm from the urban sprawl that is Brighton.
Yeah. I mean, you get people with metal detectors, but they're more on the beach over here. And in my mind's eye, I always imagined that when people were talking for detectorists.
No, it's all very kind of it's very pastoral,
okay.
But it never goes pastoral. And again, that worryingly reform kind of way.
Right.
It's very British in all the ways I like, and not British in the ways I dislike.
Good.
So, Charlie, what non-Star Trek thing have you been enjoying?
So, I've finished watching all of Pluribus, or Pluribus. Yes.
I keep meaning to call it Polybius, like the urban legend, but it's not. It's not that.
No. I wondered if it was that until I quickly went, what was that video game? It's like, no, it's not.
No.
Not that. It's Vince Gilligan's new show. And I admit, after a while of dissecting Breaking Bad with my brother, we both came away from it going, yeah, I mean, it had a lot more potential than it actually paid off. And, there were a few flaws here and there, a lot of which are the exhausting fans who are second only to Rick and Morty fans sometimes.
Oh, God.
And Pluribus is a great reminder that Vince Gilligan was not only did he have a nice directorial eye, but also he was the guy that wrote all the funny episodes of the X-Files.
You see, I've seen like 15 minutes of the first episode of Breaking Bad. But as an X-File and Gillian Anderson luster of the 90s, I know Vince Gilliam mostly from his work on the X-Files.
Yeah, and he did good work there. And Pluribus is a show that's best to go into as blind as possible. It mainly features a romantasy author called Carol Sturcker, who is not a happy person, and everyone else becomes extremely happy, and watching her deal with something which is simultaneously very science fiction-y, quite horror-y, but also the ludicrousness of it is kind of funny as well. Like, it doesn't stop being funny even when it's kind of terrifying.
I actually have seen the first episode, but I never got around to watching more. I really did enjoy the first episode. How you described it, I would want to see the British version. because whoever that person is who is unhappy, and then everyone else becoming unhappy, I think would end with more fires.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, definitely. But yes, for fear of spoiling anything about it, I'll just say, yeah, if you like some weird TV in a fairly short season of science fiction, check it out. But what we checked out is the very first two episodes of Starfleet Academy. These both aired on the 15th of January, so at time of recording, 4 days ago. It'll probably be a couple of weeks old, at least, by the time this airs, but it doesn't really stop this being worth having a bit of a look into and a bit of a chat about. So yes, episode 1 is titled Kids These Days!
Grr!
Oh, on my lawn!
Yes, we get it, you have a lawn.
Most of one now. The winter has been cruel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it still... I remember the photos of you showing it to me as a kind of Jeff Vandermeer Area X weird fiction kind of environment.
It's better than that now. It's in a better state, but it's waiting for things to get a bit drier.
Okay, so we should, next time we come over, we'll just kind of, don our heaviest Macs and reenact the Russian film Stalker, or the first-person shooters Stalker, which, having read the novel Roadside Picnic, on which both are based on, I love the idea that there is this weird Soviet novel which has inspired an FPS shooter. Yeah. And somehow still kind of works in the main kind of overall what the story is about.
Yeah, my brother's a big Stalker head with it all. Yes, so Kids These Days was written by Gaia Violo, directed by Alex Kurtzman, and, as I said, aired on the 15th of January. The UK had DJO with End of Beginning. I had no idea who this is, but it's the guy that looks a bit like he's related to John Ralphio, from who's in the Stranger Things. And the US had Taylor Swift with Fate of Ophelia, which is from a not very good album.
I've listened to this song a few times. I don't know, like if I'm listening to music, it's usually I listen to music on the way to work. If I'm not listening to like an audiobook or a podcast. And I admit I wanted to listen to the new Taylor Swift album. I'm not really much of a Swiftie. There are a few songs I like here and there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I feel like the song is fine, but I think like after the 15 years that was the Eras tour, I think people were just kind of ready to initiate a Taylor Swift backlash.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's like even in the MCU's heyday, every film being like, "Oh, is it over now?" With her stuff, it's just as someone that is a bit of a fan, so yeah, it's not a great album. But yeah, Fate for Ophelia, I saw someone online saying that it would have been better in Simlish. It's got a great tune. The
Yeah.
lyrics, however, are dog shit. Yeah, which that's probably the right way to encounter it. But yeah, DJO was all right. It felt very retro in kind of what I'd expect one of the older actors from A Stranger Things to have done.
Have you watched season 5 of Stranger Things?
One episode.
One episode. You're better than me. I think Rihanna and I got as far as season 3 before we were just like, we're not in the mood for this right now.
Yeah,
Which I get the feeling that you probably have the same problem as us, where you and your partner have very different like viewing habits when it comes to like when you've had a rough day at work and you want to watch something to kind of either relax or take the edge off.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember now. I don't know if Emma saw Stranger Things at all. She wasn't a fan of the kind of, okay, this is 90% nostalgia sort of thing. And I was like, well, I was all right with it, but it always feels overrated. Really.
Yeah, like it's fun, but I think also we're too British for like 80s American nostalgia because we're like, where's the Thatcherism? Where's the overwhelming sense of despair?
Well, like, where's all the tobacco stains on the walls?
Yeah, like
for widespread unemployment. It captured the adults in the 1980s being nostalgic for the 1950s, the way they were, but also, yeah, there's definitely a lot of shine to it compared to some things like your Flight of the Navigator or any of those kind of films where you go, yeah, it still all looked kind of shitty.
Flight of the Navigator is a surprisingly dark film.
Yeah,
and kind of awesome for it. Speaking of like that kind of differentiation between like American and like British the 80s, once Rihanna and I did a double feature of the original Nightmare on Elm Street and the original Hellraiser.
Oh wow.
And like Nightmare on Elm Street is this very clean, pristine film, and when you watch the original Hellraiser, you should really have a tetanus shot afterwards because you've definitely caught hepatitis C from all that grime.
Oh wow, lovely. God. So, Miles, I gather you are going to be recapping the pilot for Starfleet Academy.
I am. I do have a question though.
Oh.
We normally have a 5-minute rule for an episode of TV, which is usually a typical 45 minutes. This is 1 minute 15. So,
oh yeah,
do I get like an extra minute or two? Or
Good
do
question. I don't know. Do you reckon you could do it in 5?
I mean, let's be honest.
I can't with mine, but I was just going to let it ride.
Like I think the 5-minute limit is just to keep us from going on because we like to talk and diverge. We approach putting Star Trek on a big list holistically, where by doing so we basically have to talk about the entire canon of the world's literature and science fiction and Star Trek's place within it.
Yeah, we do waffle a bit.
We do waffle a lot.
You might not have noticed, listeners.
And if you're still on episode 77, hey, we love you. Even you, Sean.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's try with 5 minutes and see what happens.
All right.
We may adjust in the future, but yeah, we'll see. So, engage.
The Federation. Everything was peaceful in coexistence until the burn attacked and destroyed all warp drive and made everything shit for a couple of years. In the far, far future, Caleb Meir is a 4 or 5 year old boy whose mother was helping a Klingon right space pirate called Nusbraka do a theft, and both the pirate and his mother are put on trial and judged by goddamn some of these names by Captain Nala Aki, who is a long-lived alien like the engineer from Strange New Worlds. Both the pirate and both Nusbraka and his mother are put on sentenced to prison on separate planets, and Caleb Meir is going to be put in the adoption system. But wait a minute. It turns out that Caleb Meir is also a bit of a space rat in training, and steals the comm badge and makes an escape. 15 years later, Nala Aki is actually looking after children on Bajor. She feels that having been part of the Federation failing to keep a mother and a child united, because during the burn, the Federation had indulged in a kind of zero tolerance policy, and not as enlightened as it once was. She quit, and she's looking after children on Bajor. And then our good old friend Admiral Vance from Star Trek Discovery turns up and goes, "Hey, we have warp drive. We have working warp drive. We sorted out the burn. Don't worry about it. It's kind of metaphysical." But we're reopening Starfleet Academy back on Earth, and we want you to be the Chancellor. Oh, by the way, that Caleb Meir kid, we found him. He's on way to a Toronto prison, and it's not going to end well for his fingers, as in he's not going to have those fingers for much longer. She goes to see him on Toronto prison, and basically kind of does the Pike Kirk speech from the 2009 Star Trek film, which is, "Hey, join Starfleet Academy. You have potential. If you join Starfleet Academy and help realize that potential, I am going to help you find your mother." And Caleb likes having hands, so he agrees, and they leave, and they all meet on the starship USS Athena, which is going to be part of Starfleet Academy, but is a ship that's going to be a ship and also a giant flying teachable moment. Here we meet some of the other crew. Well, the other students. We meet Jaden Krog, who is a Klingon, very soft-spoken, who wants to be a medic, not a warrior. Sam, who is a photonic life form, and immediately glomps on to our old friend, the holographic doctor, who is here as the Starfleet Academy's head of medical. We meet Genesis Live, who she feels like one of those, tryhards, who I'm still kind of not sure of her character yet. And then we meet Darren Ramey, who is our snooty bad boy. You kind of refer to him as a kind of potential Rimmer, but it's more like F. Ace Rimmer had the same kind of personality as our common variety Rimmer. And immediately we're seeing the tension and sparks fly between Durham and Caleb. They leave on the Athena to go back to Earth, and Caleb hacks into the Athena's communication network because he and his mother had like a secret frequency set up so they could leave each other messages, and he uses that to try and contact his mother, but there are no messages because his mother has apparently left, has disappeared, and they can't find her. Unfortunately, Nusbraka also knew about the secret communications channel and used it to track the Athena, crippling it with programmable matter, and attacks the ship, planning to destroy it, planning to disassemble, steal, and sell the Athena's warp core. And of course, he wants to also get revenge on Nala Aki because she helped put him in prison in the first place. A lot of scenery chewing ensues, but in
Red alert!
red alert.
Yep, 5 minutes have passed. Oh my god, the programmable matter's going to go wild.
Oh no!
I should have taken it off the boil. Right. Well, let's go.
As Nola and is trying to, as the crew of the Athena, trying to work out a solution to the problem. Caleb and like his collection of other students are helping Dorm Master Laura Fock, who is a Jem'Hadar Klingon crossbreed and is incredibly English, amazingly English. I love it. I love it so much. And Caleb realized, wait, this is the same kind of programmable matter that my mum used back in the day when she got caught. So I need to get the frequency, which means I have to get the programmable matter. And kind of everyone comes together. Everyone is helping out. The Klingon is helping to seal the wound. Sam is helping everyone and being disturbingly perky. Genesis and Durem are going to go outside and get the programmable matter. Durem steps up, turning out that he's a Kionian bitch, and thus can survive and thus can breathe in space, much like Batman. They all come to get it, and they all come together. Durham is able to get the programmable matter. Sam and Caleb are able to create the program to turn off the programmable matter, thus restoring control to the Athena. The Athena crew fake a warp core breach because they always fake a warp core breach to make the pirates leave. Nuss and Caleb duke it out, and Nuss goes, "Hey, I know where your mother is, and if you come with, and I won't tell you." Caleb chooses to save the Athena over getting the answers, and Nuss escapes in the escape pod. They make it to San Francisco, and Caleb is put on probation for 90 days and on menial labor for 100 because what he did and using the communication system is technically an expulsion, but he did kind of much in the same way that Jim Kirk in the 2009 Star Trek film was going to be expulsed for cheating on the Kobayashi Maru, but then he kind of saves the galaxy from Nero, thus getting him a quick promotion to captain. It's the same kind of principle, except Caleb is just not going to get kicked out of school, and he promises to behave honestly, and that's going to last the entire season. He is now a straight shooter from now on, and is no longer going to do anything dodgy or untrustworthy.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And that's 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So, yeah, I did get worried that we were going to have a Dal on our hands.
I think when I watched it, I think my first was, oh joy, a street rat. Charlie loves those.
Yeah, that was one of my first notes about this, as well as it all looks a bit moody and Mass Effect like in the kind of grimdark. We had to only make bad choices era of the Federation at the start as well. But yeah, and did you see the Bane mask they had on Caleb at one point?
I did.
Yes. Unfortunately, I of course had to do impressions of it to an empty room because I was watching it alone.
And like, the one I haven't seen all of Prodigy yet, but I don't think Dal ever bites someone's ear off and tases someone to the balls. I admit I'm surprised that I get to say tase to the balls in a Star Trek.
Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed we'll see Dal do something like that. That could be fun.
Let's be honest. You want to see Jankum Pog bite someone's ear off?
Oh, he would. He really would.
He has
borderline feral.
He looks like a biter.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this was, as far as pilots go, it's fine. It's completely fine as a pilot. We got to see most of the cast. Of course, the kids had to save the day, which we got to see them using their skills. The kind of with Genesis being kind of fitting the overachiever type character thing, being actually kind of friendly to Sam and Darren, who was great. He just, I don't know, maybe it's that the actor has some slightly Rimmer like snort kind of.
That
"Huh, huh."
that might be it, or maybe we just kind of latch on to like when a show is incredibly American, as Star Trek has
Hmm.
actors who are incredibly British.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when he first appeared, I was like, "Uh oh, it's Jerk Squad." Oh God, yeah. Like, it will be Nova Squad will be proud that their kind of dickbag bosses continued, but I was still kind of trying to figure out. Okay, is one of these people a main character, or is this just a bunch of antagonistic jerks? Because you need one.
Is he gonna be the Malfoy?
Oh God, yeah, I did also write. Yeah, people are going to be shipping these two
Oh God,
about
yeah, yeah,
Darren and Caleb.
yeah.
Yep, yeah. Episode 2 won't really stop that either.
No,
But yeah, like Holly Hunter was. I feels bad to say surprisingly good, but
I,
sometimes when you get someone that's like film level kind of actor
yeah.
doing a role, you can see that they're kind of clocking out a bit. But yeah, like she and Caleb gave me very like Ryan Atwood and Sandy Cohen vibes of she is cool, but also kind of fairly immune to his bullshit, even
Yeah,
though she is trying to help him. And he is being typically edgy boy, which is the name that I put in my notes before I actually worked out his name.
yeah. I really I really liked Jaden. Again,
Mm.
it's nice to see a Klingon who is not the traditional kind of Klingon, but he does sound like he's doing a Michael Dorn very deep voice.
I
Which
hope that's a pilot kind of thing that will work itself out. 'Cause, yeah, it felt a bit too slow and considered.
yeah. Um yeah, I like that he's like he likes watching birds.
Yeah, yeah,
Again,
I want a scene of that.
yeah, I like, and they latched on. They kind of latched on pretty quick, and yeah, Sam is our Tilly slash Nurse Chapel, like because modern Star Trek we have to have like the kooky female character, and again, I hope this is one of those kind of pilot things which kind of levels out.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be nice to see more of them, and of course, if this was say like a 22 episode season or anything like that, we'd get to see a lot of growth and evolution.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I
what
I
10
hope
or so episodes will still give us enough.
I hope that this is more of a Strange New Worlds ensemble show than
Mm.
a Star Trek Discovery. It's the Caleb Meir show.
Same. Because yeah, like I get the whole mum quest thing, but it does feel like is this going to overwhelm the whole academy thing? And at
Yeah,
least it's not like the Red Angel or any of these other things that feel like some existential massive problem. And even Nosbraka as a sort of recurring antagonist.
I,
Like Paul Giamatti hams it up quite
oh,
nicely.
and it's great. It's nice. It's always nice to see like the big like a big. It's a surprising get for Star Trek, but
Yes.
he goes for it, and yeah, a Klingon Tellarite crossbreed, which is fun.
It feels like a combination made for Paul Giamatti, really.
Yes.
I quite like that he's a shit, definitely. But at the same time, he's also kind of presenting that opposing viewpoint and not
Yeah.
in a I would get rid of all of Starfleet in a heartbeat if possible. It's a like yeah, like they did do some messed up shit over the years during the burn, and it's nice that Starfleet's back, Federation's back. There were many years where they were not, and where they had to make decisions that
We
fucked up a lot of lives.
yeah. Um Also, other character we didn't talk about much was Lura Fock,
Oh,
the Klingon Jem'Hadar.
so good, so good. I I just, yeah, it's that kind of thing of like, this is a brilliant combination to put together in a person. And given that Arke is going to be very much in the cool teacher, I'm a bit more permissive as the chancellor here, all of that, you need someone that is going to be threatening violence to children. Given Ake's cool teacher, kind of fairly more permissive person.
She's definitely the teacher who will catch you smoking behind the bike sheds while going to have a sneaky smoke behind the bike sheds.
Yeah, she'll give you advice on the right place to go and
Yeah.
smoke behind, so that she doesn't get in any flack for it, but knows you need to go through this, and for trying to clamp down on it's just going to make things worse. Meanwhile, Laura feels like she wants to beat them all up, but in a positive, supporting way, and
She wants to slap them in the face because she thinks slapping to the face works like how it does in the Gundam franchise, which is if you slap someone to the face, their personality will improve.
yeah.
On the whole, I enjoyed it. I do have an issue, which I kind of have with the modern Treks, but it's kind of, I think it's kind of reached a zenith here, which is the vernacular is incredibly modern.
Oh my,
And
yes.
and it's modern in a way which I can't help but think this is going to age this is going to age in 5 years.
Yeah, I do worry about that, and it's something where the next time that we see some of the older ones, I kind of want to keep an ear out, but I don't remember them having very dated 60s terms or kind of 90s
No,
orcs
I feel like
kind
they
of
always.
language.
I feel like the 60s and the 90s Trek always kind of keep for a. We're not. We're gonna just keep it at the dialogue as plain as possible.
Hmm.
So it can be universal.
Yeah. I feel it's odd saying that Stephen Colbert as the computer voice of the Dean is one of the big criminals as far as that sort of dialogue goes. And I love Stephen Colbert. I feel like in a way my mind just keeps going to the Dean from Community and his announcements. I want someone to now like play some footage from Starfleet Academy, but with the Dean's kind of.
Do you want the Dean to be like a male Delton?
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
He just walks into and goes, "Hello, I'm the Dean. My oath of celibacy is on record." I never thought I would hear the word hangry in a Star Trek.
Yes,
But like
yeah.
I get that like one that's like, but I feel like hangry is one of those terms which will kind of disseminate because it's a slang, it's like how language evolves.
Well,
But
it's been around for a while now.
Yeah. But like stuff like I'm Kionian bitch, that feels like that's gonna date.
Yeah. I don't know. I do still want someone to smack down someone and go like, welcome to Starfleet Academy, bitch. Just again, full OC reference to it. So yeah, but it was close.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, for the whole part, like it was good fun. I don't know if we haven't talked about the Doctor.
Of course. Oh, yeah. Now, this is a guy that's been alive for 800 years. And I was talking to Emma about this. And she was like, you'd switch yourself off after a while, wouldn't you? Like, maybe come on again every year or so. Go like, are we past the grimdark bit yet? No, fuck it. I'm off.
I don't know. I feel the Doctor is egotistical enough to think that him shutting off would be a crime against the universe.
It would deprive everyone of his wisdom. Yes.
Yes, and so he keeps himself on just so the universe is a brighter place for him in it.
Yes. Yeah. Hearing him teaching, and it's like, oh no, they've given him an audience that has to listen to him.
The crew
of Voyager would be rolling in their graves at that.
I love the fact that he's trying to get the students to join the opera club, the opera club.
Yes.
That bit was adorable, and his earnest trying to get the kids into opera, and his just indignation where it's just like, right, fine, no one's playing. Ugh.
Yeah, I was so pleased because you do see sometimes when you drag someone out for a show 20 years later or anything, it's like, oh, have they still got it? And I don't think I've seen him yet in Prodigy, so I've
No,
not encountered how he is there. But yeah,
yeah,
it's
he
mm,
he's older, but like he's still kind of got that kind of very snarky, terrible bedside manner.
yes, yeah,
Eh,
he is not only his character, but it feels like this is consistent with his character and shows he has evolved over time, which you
Yes,
definitely need in something like this.
and yeah, we also have like a planet of photonic life forms.
Yeah, yeah,
With
I'll be curious to see what they're like.
yeah, it feels cruel that they programmed Sam to be an awkward 17-year-old.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah, that does feel like well, let's give Sam all of the teenage
Let
experiences.
let
It's like, but sir, that's awful. It's like, I know, but it's a sacrifice that must be made.
we, we, we,
Like,
we want we want to send someone to Starfleet Academy. Let's make them insanely neurotic and want to make friends with everyone.
yes, God, yeah. I
Like,
I know I've had friends that have been that cloying. I know I have been that cloying.
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So far, I've been very pleased with it. I love the hallways as well.
they're very
They've
nice
got a good
hallways.
walking around kind of hallway, kind of slightly wavy pattern to it, and the atrium as well, which I was touch and go, going, is this a real set? They're not doing yet another set where it's all 3D, but no, it is a whole soundstage, which is good to hear in this day and age.
Yeah. Let's see. I think
Sorry,
anything.
the Sato uh, atrium as
Yes, it.
well, because you get so many references in all of it. You've got your wall of references both to showrunners and to characters. You've got like Hoshi Sato named atrium here, which I like that they went for a pull like that and didn't go, yeah, obviously it has to be the Picard atrium.
Hmm. Um. They could have actually got a complete left turn and done a Keiko O'Brien atrium
Yeah.
in memorial of the wife of the most important person in Starfleet.
Oh, that'd be great if there was a Keiko O'Brien atrium.
I do have, again, this is a really kind of minor nitpick, but in that
Hmm.
kind of flashy Star Trek 60th anniversary kind of intro thing before the credits, it has all the starships except for the Cerritos and the Protostar.
Oh,
And I'm just like, nope, that irritates me.
I do like that between things like the wall of references and things that we see both in this and the next episode, both Lower Decks and Prodigy are covered in the show, even if
Yeah,
the ident
they
doesn't
they,
have that.
they do directly reference that Sam directly references the Protostar crew,
Hmm.
which upsets the Doctor, which understandably, like all his friends are now very dead.
Yeah, yeah, that's got to be a bit rough. I kind of hope, like, I know we will get Voyager references from him. I kind of hope that we get references to some of the time between Voyager and Prodigy and now as well, as that feels like that'd be quite interesting to see.
So do you have a favorite character so far?
It's difficult. Caleb wound me up the first time I saw this in a kind of, oh, of course, yeah, he's going to be the Wolverine of this. He's going to be another Dow. But I like that everyone clowns on him a bit with the edginess.
Hmm.
Again, put a pin in that. Yeah, like as a fan of your Paris Geller type, overachiever that is very due for a burnout. I'm curious to see if Genesis is going to fit
It,
that.
is that a
Uh,
Gilmore Girls reference?
yes, it is a Gilmore Girls reference. Paris Geller is a tyrant, a monster, and wonderful.
Okay, because when I saw Paris Geller in your notes, I thought, was like, is this a secret sibling of Ross and Monica that I do not know about?
Oh my god. No, but someone write that because that'd be hilarious. Yeah, this utter monster from from New England.
This
But
utter
yeah.
monster from Gilmore Girls is actually related to the utter monsters from Friends.
Oh, she would make Ross cry in an instant.
Oh god, that'd be wonderful.
Like she would immediately identify the weak spots and destroy him.
This,
That's the kind of person we're talking about.
this is some fantastic Walt Newton universe / League of Extraordinary Gentlemen bullshit, and I'm here for it.
Definitely. Yeah, I guess the other things are we see the crew of the Athena, which is it's kind of cool. And at the moment, they've got about as much coverage as the bridge crew and Discovery. So I'm kind of expecting maybe the occasional appearance, maybe one day learning some of their names.
We learned their names. It's just that they were just kind of gone in an instant.
Yes, yeah, yes, and wrestle people will be happy to know that Becky Lynch, who is a former wrestle person, I don't know, but she's something wrestling wise, is Lieutenant Yar with, some nice colourful hair.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Yes. And yeah, Britt Marling, who did a lot of very weird science fiction, is the voice of the Athena as well, from the OA, sadly cancelled. And I forget was it Another Earth? There were a couple of films that came out at the same time about two Earths, and I went to see the really weird one unintentionally, and it was good fun.
Okay. I normally my encyclopedic knowledge of this kind of weirdness has failed me. Is that the Melancholia one with Kirsten Dunst, where the Earth is
No,
Oh,
it's the other one, which was also weird.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Britt Marling's done a lot of odd stuff. So yeah, it's cool seeing her as the computer voice for the Athena, which folds Transformers like into the Academy, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Do you know what's also kind of cool?
Mm.
Our big list.
Why, yes, Miles. Our big old list is now at 190 entries. Yes, all the way from number one with Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Going down to number 100, we have TNG with Captain's Holiday, where Picard gets roped into some hijinks and is given a weird horny statue by Riker. And then all the way down at the bottom, where it belongs, Star Trek Section 31, which continues to suck. So, we've got a bunch of pilots. We've kind of made it a point to cover each pilot for this in our initial episodes and kind of as they appear. So, we've seen a number of them. We've got Picard's Remembrance, all the way down at 185. Let's see. We have Prodigy's Lost and Found at 167, which isn't a good place for it, but it wasn't a great pilot, to be quite honest.
I am kind of, let's see, where do we put? Okay, I'm looking at Vulcan Hello / Battle of the Binary Stars.
Oh yeah,
the Discovery pilot, which I feel like these two are kind of similar, where we have our main character who gets everyone into a lot of trouble and then has to work her way out. Only here it ends up a lot better because Caleb ends the episode not going to prison, in fact leaving prison, and Michael Burnham ends her pilot going to prison
and kind of being involved in the starting of a war.
Yeah.
Like Vulcan Hello Battle of Binary Stars is all right. It's got some nice actiony bits. It has a lot of that Star Trek 09 style Dutch angle kind of lens flare-y stuff. And you see pretty much just a couple of people in it. This, while we've got a few regular cast members yet to show their face, you get what they're about. You get the deal with more than just Caleb, and that's nice.
You get, it's not that, or they try. Their Star Trek is a lot better than it was, say, in its early days, where, like, in the first episode, the characters primarily speak in their character Bible outline. So we do get a sense of, yes, Caleb is self-involved, and he's a rough kid from the streets, but he can be more. Durham is a jerk, but also steps up, and he shows that he has the potential to be more. I'm glad that they don't. It looks like they're not going to give the love triangle between Caleb, Durham, and Genesis, which I was kind of worried about. But again, you have Genesis, who, again, it seems to be, I want to excel at everything. Also, I want to know how to kill someone with a prison shiv. But again, steps up. I feel like the one character out of the younger cast introduced is probably Sam, who is a bit too,
needs a bit of work, but is still showing us what Sam's about. Yeah, they've all got room to grow, room to improve, and are entertaining. Yeah, Admiral Vance is a good pick for a Discovery person to come along here. And yeah, Arca and Laura are just very, very good fun.
Yeah. So do you think this is better or worse than Vulcan Hello Class?
Definitely better.
Okay, so up on number 77, we have the First Duty, where Wes and a guy who looks like Tom Paris, but I don't see it personally, got someone killed and try and cover it up.
Terrible. Yeah, I mean, that's good fun, but I feel this is probably a bit better. Like, what were the personality traits of Nova Squad?
Not Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
I mean, God, and it's a shame because we just put the First Duty on the list, and how we feel about these two episodes, I don't, shouldn't and doesn't take away from the fact that Will Wheaton gets to do actual acting.
Oh God,
and not just be the swatty space kid.
Yes. Let's see, what else have we got here? Just going up a little way.
And then we have number 75, Discovery's season 2 free-parter, Homecoming, The Circle, and The Siege. Which, God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one has its flaws, but like, it is a pretty strong opener for Deep Space Nine, and really showing what Deep Space Nine is potentially gearing up to be able to do.
Yeah, while not a repiloting as such, it's a very good mission statement to go, yeah, we can do a bit more. I mean, of course, my eyes were going to the classic Threshold up above a bit.
Oh, really? Okay, at number 60. Wow.
Let's see. I mean, just to see, going up from there, this is going past the Royale.
So you think this is better than what's number 74 on our list, which is a piece of the action, which is Gangster Planet, romp from start to finish?
It's good fun, but I'd probably prefer this. Okay. I know that I am a terrible teen drama enjoyer, so that does colour it slightly in this otherwise completely objective list.
Number 68, The Infinite Vulcan with Giant Spock.
Oh dear. It feels like it would be disingenuous to say that's better as a bit. Because it's not a great episode, but it is very good fun.
At the same time, if someone's like, hey, what do you want to watch? The Starfleet Academy opener, or that one episode of TAS where there's a fucking giant Spock for some reason.
And some weird pterodactyls with corkscrew tails.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think got reused at some other point as well.
I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised, given how Filmation reuses everything, if there's a couple of episodes of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe where those things turn up, and He-Man has to fight them on Eternia or some shit.
Okay, I think the one above it at 67 might be a contender here with The Big Goodbye, which is a classic, like the classic holodeck episode.
Yep.
You got Dixon Hill, you got Data and the like fiction specialist running around touching everything and going, "Oh, isn't this impressive?"
Dick
And
Miller.
Crusher being kind of not quite sure about all of these things.
And we have a cameo from Dick Miller as like a rough and tum. Let you know, honestly, it's like kind of great B-movie side actors. You know, it's like this. I feel like Dick Miller gives it a little punch.
Definitely. Yeah, it's yeah, I think the classicness of that might, like, I know when we covered Strange New Worlds, that went really high as it felt like you are doing a Star Trek. Like this is the textbook. You are doing a Starfleet, and there was a lot of joy around that. And trying not to be as kind of cult of the new with it, going, actually, yeah, I think this is really good. But yeah, but
like, it will be interesting to it'll be interesting to see how we feel about the show as a whole when the first season is done.
Definitely, because the pilot, out of these 2 episodes we're covering tonight, the pilot doesn't even feel like the mission statement.
No,
for what the show is going to be, or at least what I'm hoping the mission statement will be. So yeah,
be honest. Do you want this to be Degrassi Junior High in space?
I mean, kind of. Like Degrassi had some traumatizing things go on, which was entertaining. I don't know if it's going to give anyone ball cancer and have them get in a fight club, but it's early days.
You know what? You know what else gave someone ball cancer?
What?
Grange Hill.
Yeah, well,
there's a storyline where like one of the 15-year-olds in Grange Hill found out he had ball cancer and had to lose his balls at a young age.
Oh no! Now I want there to be some kind of Rachel Degrassi crossover, because yeah, that'd be amazing.
All right, so we're saying under the big goodbye.
Yeah,
all right,
why not?
Make this our new 68.
Class in session. We are here for episode 2 of Starfleet Academy, titled Beta Test. It also aired on the 15th of January 2026, so there is no need to get into the UK and US number 1 hits, yes?
Shouldn't that be Beta Test because it's Betazoid?
Sure. Okay. Beta test.
Unless you call them Betazoids.
I don't know. If I see it in writing, I'd generally it's a coin toss, really, with me. Yeah. Anyway, this was written by Noga Landau and Jane Maggs, directed by Alex Kurtzman once again, actually getting stuck in and doing some stuff here. So very exciting. I have a recap to do, and yeah. Guess if it fails, these peace talks are going to be ruined.
Oh no! If it fails, you're being assigned to be a barista at the Starfleet Academy coffee shop.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Okay, you better learn how. I'll be honest, Charlie. Given your history with these recaps, you better get used to getting people's names correctly to write in the cups.
Oh, I'm going to misspell every single one.
All right. And engage.
So, Aki's up top in the Sato atrium giving a speech to the kids about how this is a grimdark future they've got. But that's cool because there's nowhere to go but up. Meanwhile, the Doctor is playing with self-replicating mucus in class. And yeah, there's a traditional specky nerd here, even in the future. Anyway, this mucus is going to go nuts if it breaks containment. And the kids have to look after it for 5 days. If it breaks, they'll get a C. If it kills them, they'll fail. A Vulcan xenobiologist also drops a cool, interesting detail that the Federation dropped xenobiology after the burn, as they were mostly fighting against other species. Ooh. That's, some bad things. Oh, speaking of which, the War College were introduced, with Commander Snooty in charge of the rival school. They kept things ticking over during the bad times and probably did some bad things too. They're all dressed in black and full of order and discipline, unlike our lot. Anyway, Laura drills the students in the Boothby Memorial Garden in the rain, making a weak one of them flee because she can always tell who the runner is. We get titles which feel kind of a little Picardish, to be quite honest. Anyway, there's a Rock Talk, a Bricard in live action. That's cool. The kids are chilling and room assignments get given out. Sam loves the idea of roommates. And Genesis tells Caleb he's not aware of such things. Don't hook up with anyone in the first 6 months because you never know who's crazy or not. Caleb's got more of a problem, though. Darren from Jerk Squad's his roomie, and the pair yell at each other about it. I like that this is more impassioned yelling than all of the Section 31 dialogue scenes. Anyway, Aki and Laura are in a frankly fucking gorgeous turbo lift with the Doctor and an exocomp called Almond Basket. They discuss where the Federation HQ is going to be. Paris, probably, because it was there before. The Doctor is eager to talk mucus, driving everyone away as quickly as possible. They head to Aki's office where the boys are. They want room changes, but tough luck, buckos. You're stuck with who you got. Aki tells Caleb off, and he's still on Mum Quest, looking for Goja 5 after Bracker mentioned it. It's not on any Federation maps, and they're at a bit of an impasse. And while Laura wants to kick his ass, Ake knows that's just going to encourage him. He's used to that kind of thing. Ake is introduced to Commander Snooty from the War College, and he hates her freewheeling style and doesn't like the Academy being a meeting place for Betazoid peace talk. Apparently the Betazoids put up a psionic wall post-burn and became isolationists, but activist youths want them to rejoin the Federation. Aki is, of course, down for this. She loves activism, and she says younglings are the ambassadors to now. We also get Jet Reno. She's back! Yeah! She's teaching time-based shenanigans, and the new Academy tech starts fritzing out, allowing her to overhear Caleb doing frantic Google searches for Goja 5 and still getting nothing. She gives him shit about his edgy boy ways, deservingly. Caleb leaves after getting clowned on and collides with Sam, spilling her goop all over him. Darren gives a very rimmer, I love this school! Caleb has had enough and storms off, bypassing a guide at AI and starting to climb a fence when a hot girl yells at him. She's distractingly like a young Rachel Weisz, and they have a real Season 1 Ryan Atwood, Marissa Cooper moment. He's a bad boy, she's a bit of a posh girl, but kind of yearns for rebellion, as she can't do that. Also, she's with the Betazoid delegation, because they've shown up now. Old Admiral Vance says that the Federation failed Betazoids, and their president says, yes, you did. He wants 12 battleships, 6 seats, and the ability to veto any new arrivals for Federation. So no to that, because that's very against the Federation as an idea. That latter bit, at least. Caleb gets dumped in here with some hijinks music, and the girl smiles at him. There's a short hiatus, and the girl, Tarima, asks for a tour of the campus, specifically with Caleb, who's looking like a real doofus trying to wash his goo off in a fountain. Of course, he's up for this, as long as he gets help for Mum Quest. And Ake says, fine, but trust me with all of this. We get a gazpacho soup reference, which I'm choosing to believe is in relation to Red Dwarf. Caleb and Tarima walk through the Gideon. Oh.
All right. Okay. So Charlie.
Yeah.
Americanos, 2 shots of espresso. Top up with hot water. Latte, 2 shots of espresso, topped off with steamed milk. You need to aerate the milk for 6 to 8 seconds.
And the name is Mouse, right?
Yes, or I will accept Mills.
Okay, good. Cool. I'll get them to you. I'll just need to finish this recap.
Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna make it 8 years as a barista, mate. I can
No.
tell.
God, no.
I can tell a runner.
Right.
Okay, I was really hoping that when Luratok said that, she was going to pull out a crossbow and kind of go for a League of Gentlemen. Don't worry, Tubbs, they won't get far, and give
Just
face.
Uh, oh my god.
I always tell a runner, which is why I carry this rifle.
Oh, she would if she could.
All right, okay. I'm going to start the timer and
Yeah.
continue.
So, Caleb and Tarima walk through the Gideon Turner wing, making up facts about him. They walk past some space hacky sack, some space frisbee, some regular throwing a ball around. Anyway, Tarima's one of the youth activists from Beta Z and wants to get out from behind the psionic wall. She wants to see a whale and loves how they don't give a shit about no one. They break into stellar cartography for some mischief. Caleb switches off safe search and looks for Goja 5. Still nothing. Tarima puts her government's data in and it's there, properly established beyond the wall post-burn. Anyway, negotiations are back on, and Admiral Vance is trying for a compromise. Sabal doesn't care, even if it is pointed out that Betazoid technology is soon to be obsolete. Caleb breaks Tarima out to see an aquarium with a CGI whale. It's kind of impressive, not the CGI, but the moment. And neither of them do any shacting at all, which is great. She loves the galaxy. And says Caleb gets to live in it, which give him half a chance to experience it rather than be on Mum Quest. Maybe he'll like it too. Anyway, she wants to scream, but in a happy way. Sadal and the bigwigs show up, pissed off at how this off the books tour has gone. He blurts out a bunch of Goja 5 things to Aki, and that isn't helping. We cut, and the Doctor sings Mozart in the atrium during a soiree. He looks overjoyed. It's delightful. Vance mentions Paris as being the Federation HQ, and Sadal goes, yeah, well, more things change, more they stay the same and all that. You guys are just as much into tradition as I am. Tarima heads off to see Caleb and is stopped by her younger brother, but instead of a dickish, possessive younger brother, he's like, yeah, hit that girl. They chat, and Caleb asks about Tarina's whole Frankenstein neck bolt thing she's got on. It's a psychic power inhibitor thingy. She feels a bit too much, and it could be dangerous. He mentions Mum Quest, and she feels incredibly used for her access in a slightly contrived bit of drama. Sadal asks Aki why she left Starfleet, looking for some ammunition, and they discuss Caleb, his prosecution happening in the old days, and how it let him down, how he still has done all the right testing, it just happened on a shuttle, because there aren't traditional routes to Starfleet, given everything. Sadal still says, fuck it though, Federation's words, you're all hollow, and he's done. He was here just to do that anyway. He likes a dramatic walk-off. Ake confronts Caleb in his quarters, and he hasn't made his bed. He hasn't actually had a bed before. They discuss his mum, who apparently studied physics in prison. If only she went to school in better times. Caleb mentions in physics there's always something you can build, and that gives Nala an idea. Caleb rushes to the Sadal family, who are on their way to the shuttle off of here, and apologizes to Tarima and gets her to get her dad to go back to the table one last time. The solution: Aki and Vance offer up the Federation's HQ being on Beta Z, which will cement their involvement and their ties to one another. Sure, yeah, actually they accept. Yay! They are saved. Aki tells Caleb that Starfleet intelligence have checked out Goja 5 now. It's a desperate hive of scum and villainy, and his mum left there at some point, and she's going to let him review the comms channel for her, for any sign of her, showing trust. It works. he goes to his quarters, and the Sadal brother is there as the third roommate. He and Durham, they're total bros, bro. Tarima's going for war college as well, apparently. And Durham sees Caleb's terrible, terrible attempt to make his bed and actually helps him out. And the bro, Ockham, he gets way too stoked about this camaraderie, bro. We're all going to be bros together. Yeah! The end.
4 minutes, 33 seconds, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Broham.
I probably could have cut that down, bro.
Brachiosaurus Rex.
Well, a lot more happened than I thought, bro. Yeah, it's oh my god. Yeah, this is what I was wanting.
High stakes teen drama, bro.
Yeah. Well, using the Academy as a basis for some of these, Star Trek space politics stuff, it kind of works as a plot, and you get to see the kids doing kid stuff. You get a lot of the teen drama things. And again, I'm so getting season 1 Ryan Atwood vibes from Caleb, and that makes me like him a lot more than when it was like, oh, it's just just a rogue Wolverine guy that's gonna kind of run off and break all the rules. It's like, yeah, I mean, he fails to break out and fails to really break the rules in any good way, and gets clowned on by Jet Reno, who, yeah, she's got her eye on him for being a bit of a jerk. So yeah, it's the dynamic with Tarima was all quite nice, and yeah, like a psychic that telepaths a bit too much just feels reminiscent of Jean Grey having to have like limiters put on her psychic powers, and even Saturn Girl in the Legion of Superheroes, the post-Zero Hour Legion. Had a bunch of blocks that she didn't realize were there because, yeah, she's a bit too powerful telepathy wise, and it all goes awry, which, of course, she's going to lose for Frankenstein netball at some point, and we're going to see the fallout of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to see some goo.
We did get to see some goo. I feel that this was light on the other characters. So I hope that it's not going to be the Caleb Mears show, because we have Sam worrying that she is a lot.
Yeah.
Jaden being like the least encouraging wing Klingon, and I like Durham's bit at the very end.
Yes. Yeah, I think similar to how I was quite pleased that Genesis in the first episode was, a bit sarky overachiever, but actually still pretty decent as a person. Durham is a bit of a dick, but also, yeah, like, this is Starfleet. They're here for a reason, and, we're in a world where there is some scarcity again, but where they're aiming for better things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Occam Sadal was brilliantly stupid as the bro that was there that was like, yeah, I live a minimalist lifestyle. It's like, not for philosophical reasons, it's because I break everything I touch. Like, yeah, I've been there.
Been there. I did, like you said, I did like the part where he goes to Tarima and it's just like, nah, do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you see too many bad representations of siblings and going like, actually, like, siblings can be decent to each other. Like, my brother and I give each other shit, but at the same time, he's one of the most important people to me because, yeah, even when he's a bit of a shit, he's my bro. And go off, get that bad boy.
Yeah, and he also gave us a theme for our show.
He did indeed. Yes. So yeah, I was surprised at how much of the Doctor and an actual opera singer doing Mozart we got as well, which was kind of fun as a recurring motif during the scenes in the atrium. So I'm curious if we'll get more.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Are all the staff at the function robots or are they people? Because one was the scene you see from the side of the head. It was like a robot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do people work as staff at the Starfleet Academy? Like, someone is manning that coffee shop. someone is manning that really nice looking espresso machine. So
Mm.
either there are like photonic people who are basically like staff, or people work as staff for Starfleet Academy. So are they doing it because they want to, or is money, or are they in a scarcity society? So money is a thing again.
See, I don't know. Like the Hollow Guide was definitely an AI kind of busted in that sort of way. Someone in the modern age would
He basically,
fuck with an
yeah,
AI.
it's based. No, he basically did some Kirk jujitsu.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fine, really. The security guards, I don't remember whether they beamed there
I
or were also.
I thought there were beams there.
I think so. But yeah, like in theory, there's nothing that stops people going, actually, I quite like having a service job. I quite like
Yeah,
doing these kind of
like
things.
it
So
would.
I'd hope that they're people, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so what was the with like the sign language? Like,
Yeah, so yeah, that was like the President Sadal was deaf and using ASL there.
okay,
So in the fiction of it, they kept that and used sign language between Sadal and his family. Yeah, I think the actress of Tarima was saying it was quite nice actually getting to learn and put into practice some of that. And he had like a little interpreter thing
yeah,
that would then kind of fly off and yeah be able to speak for him. So yeah, it's one of those nice little things of showing that disability isn't kind of, it's not got rid of in a worryingly eugenicsy way.
yeah. That's just kind of one of the things which I've just been kind of annoyed at with some of the hate, which is like, oh wait, this person wears glasses, ruined forever. It's just like, no, or like, or that people, or that it's like, hey, people can be large and still healthy. It's just they're not
Yeah,
fat.
yeah, all of those kind of things. There's not one specific outline for a human being or for any kind of sentient person, and no one best way for how anyone's lifestyle is as
Yeah,
far as any
it
of that
and
goes, you know?
it's like especially with a show when because people were bringing up the Holly Hunter is wearing glasses, and then you have that one nerdy guy who looks like he's one of the people from the Lonely Island,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
nerdy kid wears glasses, and you're like, oh, Star Trek is ruined forever because eyesight. It's like, well, no, because Kirk wears glasses because he's allergic to a particular treatment
yeah.
for eyesight. Geordie is blind. Until he gets the artificial eyes, he's blind and wears the visor
Mm,
in the original show. Just because and there's also the thing is like, yeah, I wear glasses. I wear
mm.
glasses intermittently, but it's like I've never considered laser corrective surgery because I don't need to. I wear glasses.
Well, yeah, and time does for us all, really, and for our eyes. You know, mine are surprisingly still all right at this age, where I suspected, given both my parents, I would start needing them around 40. It's not happened yet, but it's probably gonna. And, you know, sure, there may be some treatments, but also, like, are you always going to go, yeah, I want that? Or, you know, Nala's been around for so long, she was probably there when it was introduced and might have been like, actually, I only need them for reading, so I'm fine most of
Yeah.
the time otherwise.
And then there's also the thing is like also the Federation doesn't indulge in genetic engineering, so it's just like you're
Yeah.
not going to have designer babies, and also given the fact that technology and things may have digressed during the burn, like
Yeah.
maybe you just don't have that wealth of technology to draw on because of resources.
Well, yeah, like, you kind of don't need to know all of these kind of things as well. Just go, yeah, people are wearing glasses. It might be a burn thing. It might be, again, like with Kirk's allergy, it might be any number of reasons. It might be that they are blind and those glasses actually are the equivalent of Geordie's visors.
Or it might just be like because she's a long-lived alien, she can't have that particular treatment.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, maybe you actually think about the stuff you watch instead of just listening to a Scottish guy pretend to be drunk on YouTube.
God, the people that have been like, oh yes, it's people. My partner was saying, oh, it's just like Star Wars. It's where? How? Where's the Star Wars in any of this?
Yeah,
this was Star Trek as fuck. Yeah, and we had peace talks. We had meetings. We
have a lot of meetings. I am surprised that they had the important negotiations to let Betazoid into the Federation in a public space. Like, I was surprised that, like, surely that's the stuff you do in nice boardrooms.
Oh God! And actually, yeah, seeing Nala's office as well. That is a very nice office. Yeah, similar to the atrium. It's like, okay, I want to spend time in these locations, in these sets. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some more of that. And again, that turbo lift, like I didn't clock at first. That's what it was. That's how nice it is. And to go, yeah, we always get people chatting in turbo lifts.
Yeah,
but
there's also some really nice kind of physical comedy as every time the Doctor brings up wanting a better type of mucus, everyone shifts across, and then the Doctor is not reading the turbo lift, sits next to them, brings up the mucus, everyone shifts across.
Yes, and yeah, the presence of an exocomp during that is they're back. This one actually voiced by the same person that voiced Peanut Hamper, but Almond Basket was a lot more tolerable as a person, just from what little we saw of them.
I choose to believe that is an exocomp descended from the shared programming as Peanut Hamper and our good old friend Jeffrey Combs.
See, I was thinking on the way home yesterday, I was like, actually, if you think about it, Agamus could be around in this age. Like, come on, bring us Jeffrey. Bring us Jeffrey in like New Era Trek. It's something that was sadly missed in Discovery.
Let's take out Stephen Colbert. No offense, Stephen, but if it's a toss up between you and Jeffrey Combs, or Brad Dourif,
have the school temporarily taken over by Agamus. Like, oh no, these improvements. Turns out, the machine that was the dean was a reprogrammed Agamus, and now he's back.
But
that'd be so good. I mean, we are bordering on my own comic there, where the school and the faculty kind of are gunning to kill the students. Just
yeah.
But yeah, I very much enjoyed this. Tarima was good fun, and feels like she'll be an entertaining addition. Obviously, kind of want to see her play off the other cast members, much like wanting to see Jaden play off of everyone as well, because we've seen Sam interacting with a lot of the cast. We've seen Darren interacting with Sam and Genesis, and Caleb, of course. But yeah, you kind of want to see more intermingling of the cast and how they are. And more Tig Notaro, of course.
Always more Tig Notaro.
And at some point, I guess there'll be a Tilly as well.
Yeah,
I kind of expected to be here from the start, but
I mean,
one day.
At least we're not getting a Nusbraka every episode.
Yeah, God, I was so pleased. Like, I'm relatively positive on Nusbraka, but I'm relieved he's not every episode doing a big bad scheme.
Yeah, because that will get tedious pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, we have the softening of Caleb.
Yeah.
This is going to sound really weird and may have me voicing, some very clear opinions on stuff. I liked Tarima's heels.
Yeah,
they're an interesting design.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. Oh, good. I was just going to worry. I was going to come out looking like a freak or something.
no, I mean, neither of us were mentioning Holly Hunter's feet. As Commander Snooty got very annoyed that she wasn't wearing shoes to their meeting.
I'm sorry. I'm loving Commander Snooty's War College. I think I used to. I think I used to read that back in the Beano.
I know we didn't get much of them, but with Terima as part of it, I just they are going to be the dickhead rival school. You can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Like the guy, he's got a great nose, Commander Snooty, but it is 100%. This man is Commander Snooty. They do give him a name. I don't care. I don't care what his name is. He is Commander Snooty to me. It was great. Actually, when I was looking through the cast, this is something I don't know if you'll know this person, but one of the dots is Brian David Gilbert, formerly of the Polygon.
Oh yes, I know Brian. I know Brian David Gilbert. He read every Mass Effect novel. No, he read every Halo novel. He read every Halo novel. And,
yes,
and he has a particular favorite Pokemon.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. BDG is a dot, which was a nice surprise. So hopefully we'll see some more of that because the dots were entertaining as kind of little helper droids that were there to rub it in when Caleb got clowned on. And
they're basically scutters.
Yes,
they're basically acting like the scutters. And yes, I also choose to believe that the reference to gazpacho soup is a reference to Red Dwarf.
Well,
because it's also the same joke.
It is.
Which is Caleb doesn't know gazpacho soup is served cold.
Yeah. Yes. And it was nice seeing the whales when they first landed in San Francisco in episode 1. I had on my notes, "Be there whales here." It's like, yes, there be whales.
Okay, I've been reading the Lower Decks IDW ongoing, and it is actually a storyline where Mati and the two whales from the Cerritos steal the Cerritos and go back to the 80s to get more whales.
Oh God!
Because, and here's the reason, they need more humpback whales, and the humpback whales they do have aren't interested in committing incest. Because they only brought back 2 humpback whales who had some babies, and
I mean, that feels like a perfect Lower Decks Second Contact type thing.
Yeah.
To go, we need more. Oh,
we need more whale.
Yeah, but yes. Anyway, we should probably score this. We've been excited about the new TV show, but I see we're pretty close to running to 3 episodes this time. So, on our big list, I mean, personally, I liked the pilot. I think this is better than the pilot.
I think, like, I have 1 or 2 issues of this episode, which is a lot of the rest of the cast aren't as prominent.
Yeah.
I mean, Durham gets like the big kind of, again, this is going to be the big ship moment for the Durham Caleb heated rivalry. Are you watching Heated Rivalry?
No, I've not started it yet. Emma started watching it, and my colleagues have been raving about it, so I do mean to.
I had a coworker tell me about the gay Canadian hockey show, and I did have to text I had to text a friend of mine from Starbucks who was like who was a huge Cap Bucky shipper of the MCU days. I'm just like, okay, be honest, you're watching the gay Canadian hockey show, aren't you? And they're like, yes.
I forget who it was. There was someone fairly prominent online that was saying, it might have been Jesse Gender going, these heated rivalry people should really look into Spock and Kirk. Yeah, fair. Anyway, the list. Currently, Starfleet Academy Episode 1 sits at position number 68. You may have forgotten, as it was before a lot of waffling that we've had. But this, as I say, I feel this is better. Let's see. I'm gonna say I think it's better than Threshold. Now I love horror as well as terrible teen dramas. So it's like this does good at Star Trek and teen drama the whole way through, while Threshold, as good as it is, falls at the space horror in that final act, and then is all anyone remembers it for.
At number 56, we have DS9's Inquisition,
Yeah.
where Bashir gets basically ends up in an episode of The Prisoner,
Oh yes.
only not as Welsh.
Yeah. Doesn't get his scones.
No, he doesn't.
Sorry, his jams and scones.
His scones and his clotted cream. And then, okay, so do you think that this is better or worse than Inquisition?
I think it's probably better.
Okay.
Inquisition's good, but it feels like it does a bit more. I can't even remember what the B plot in Inquisition was.
I don't think there is a B plot. I think it's all Bashir all the time.
Oh wow, that's a lot of Bashir.
Because don't forget, he's in a hollow. The twist is he was in a holodeck the entire time. So then this next question at number 55 is TNG's Sub Rosa. Is this better or worse than the Sex Candle episode?
So I'm too casual a Star Trek fan to buy the giant Enterprise D, but I love how so many people that got it and got the Beverly Crusher have been posing her with the little Lego ghost and with a candle. I think this is better.
I love how in the last few years, people have reclaimed the Sex Candle episode.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah. It's
and people complain about romanticy. It's like, no, people want the Sex Candle. People
they
want
do.
it. They do.
Yeah. Yeah. I was having a look a little further up at 54. We've got empathological fallacies with the Betazoid MILFs, which is kind of, strangely comparable given the Betazoid presence. I think this is probably better than that.
Yeah. I mean, we have we have Shax's more holistic view on security, being emotional as well as security.
Yeah.
And of
God,
course,
see, there's something. I want some time travel incident to bring Shax and Lura together just for a scene. Just for one scene, I want to see that happen because they would be delightful.
At number 52, we do have Spock Amok, the Spock body swap episode, where hijinks ensue. So it's like, what kind of hijinks are we wanting? Are we wanting teen drama romance hijinks, or Spock in a comedy of manners hijinks?
It's difficult because I think the Spock and Mock hijinks are more directed, more like, here is our specific hijinks. While clowning on Caleb for being edgy is entertaining, but it's definitely not the driving force of this.
No.
Yeah. And that said, let's see, we've got the good Picard episode and Geordie getting trapped in a hole with a Romulan. I think, just looking at what's above that, at 49 we've got A Taste of Armageddon.
Oh man, like
so I think that probably beats this.
I think A Taste of Armageddon is, like, as much as I love watching a Star Trek where we talk about stuff in boardrooms and atriums about issues. Do I want to see Spock and Kirk go to a new planet, discover it's wrong, and just go, right, we're going to do a regime change in 50 minutes?
Hell yeah. Yeah, because we've got that, and immediately above it, we've got I Have No Bones Yet I Must Flee. So I think we're hitting a roof here, a kind of the hard ceiling of, it's going to be difficult beating those.
Is this better or worse than our current number 50, The Enemy, where Geordie and a Romulan are stuck in a hole in a gravel quarry? I mean, okay, it's going to be Planet Hell, but it looks like a Blake 7 planet.
Yeah. I think I prefer this, but The Enemy is also really good. But again, I think part of that might be me reading a lot of the OC allusions to this and trying not to just rewatch the OC all over again.
Fair enough. If you want to do it, indulge. No shame. if that's how you relax in trying times, then go for it.
True. As Cyclops once said to Dracula, follow your heart.
All right. So in the spirit of compromise, much like the Federation and Beta Z, I am going to say that this episode is the new number 50.
Cool. And how many spaceships am I getting in part of this compromise?
You're getting. I'm gonna look for some Babylon 5 Matchbox, like little Matchbox models on eBay and send them to you.
Oh wow!
If you're really lucky, I'll find some Star Wars.
I say yes. God, actually, when I was putting Christmas away, I think there might be a Star Trek Micro Machine up in the attic.
Oh, nice.
Might have to drag it out. Yes. So anyway, before I do that, we're now 192 deep in our relentless mission, and we're still on that road to 200. Next time, we're going to see some Klingons. Going to have some fun.
We're gonna do a Klingon episode. I am picking them. I think I might do it. I might do a TOS.
Okay, cool.
Because, to kind of
I've not seen many TOS Klingons.
There are a few TOS Klingon episodes. Because like the trouble is when you get Klingons in the middle timeline, when it comes to both TNG and Deep Space Nine, it becomes very kind of Worf centric.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to kind of,
we've done a Worf show.
We've done a Worf. I think we've done a Worf show. So I just want to do fundamentally a Klingon kind of episode.
Kapla!
Kapla! Kaplunk!
Oh no. So, until then, you can find us on Ko-fi if you want to suggest a theme and fling us a little bit of money. That's ko-fi.com/Casual Trek. You can find Casual Trek's Blue Sky account on casualtrek.bsky.social and on Facebook, of course, also as Casual Trek. We are on YouTube as Casual Trek as well. My word, it's almost like we've got a brand we're trying to actually stick to. Anyway, Miles, where can the good folks find you?
They can find me on my Blue Sky account at milesreedlabato.bsky.social, and they can find me on my blog at mareedlabato.wordpress.com.
Nice.
Where I did write a post recently where originally it started out as a post on my favorite books and films of 2025, but then got derailed by the fact that I unexpectedly ended up in hospital for a week.
Yeah, that was quite a dramatic pivot, really.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I'm pleased that medical emergency is, that you're here rather than still there.
Pretty much. I would have gone nuts.
Yes.
And
yes.
Charlie, where can the good folks find you when you're not trying to score Ket at the level?
You can find me on itch.io and Blue Sky at skyshark.itch.io. You can find my blog on fakedtales.com where I talk about role-playing games, comics, all manner of other things, possibly actually writing up how I've finally finished Marrow Galaxy, which is gorgeous. And I'm sure I have some other things coming along the line, but I will tell you on that blog, so you better go over there and check it out. Go on, go do a Starfleet Academy. Yeah, we'll meet you at the.
We'll meet you at the barista at the espresso bar.
What, Neelix's?
It's a very nice looking espresso machine, I've got to tell you.
Ah, cool. Yes, and also get yourself checked out at the James T. Kirk STD clinic.
And don't sleep in any don't bathe in any box. You never know what wiggles.
Oh, yeah, you don't want some wiggly things. We've been on the run, driving in the sun.
You have been listening to Casual Trek, a Nerd and Hype podcast, presented by Charlie Etheridge Nunn and Miles Reed Labato. Music by Alfred Etheridge Nunn. Star Trek by Paramount.
California, here we come, right back where we started from. California, here we come.